What's up and welcome to today's video. If you guys don't know me, hi, my name is Rosa and I'm just your average Disney loving spooky girl next door, and today I have some exciting news. Woo! I got engaged and I'm going to tell you guys my engagement story, a little bit about my relationship, and what my goals are for the next 6 months before we have to plan this wedding. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet to join the Briar Patch family where we're on here all the time. Let's go ahead and get started. Rich and I started dating in the late winter of 2011. Our anniversary date that I kind of made up was either November 19th or November 20th of 2011 is when we started dating. And we got engaged May 20th of 2017. So we were together for almost 6 years before we got engaged. And let me tell you, I was so ready to get engaged, but I never thought it was gonna happen. You talk about it and things can happen. No, for me, I was always the one to talk about it. Rich was never the one who wanted to talk about getting married or anything. He was like, I don't understand why we need to do this, things like that. Well, he wasn't slow. The further we went along in our relationships, the more he kind of was getting into it, but he never really wanted me to put a time frame on anything, because I work on a time clock. So my time clock's like this, and if you don't work my time clock, it messes me up. So I always had a time clock for everything, and I wanted to get married. I wanted to get engaged 2 years after our relationship, and that didn't happen, obviously. Which I was okay with at that point, because I knew that I wanted to be with Rich. I didn't care if we got married or not. But then slowly the years went by and I was all I really want to get married. But alas, I was more into it than he was. So the way that this happened was a total shock to me. I didn't know anything. Richard and my best friend Leslie, who's also Rich's really good friend, they conspired against me, or not against me, I guess towards me or for me, to make a very special engagement for me. So apparently they were working together for a few months before our Disney trip that came up on May 20th, 2017. It was the Saturday of our trip. It was the first full day of our trip, and it was really funny because the whole time we kind of just hung out in the room, and then the park was packed because it was actually grad night, and they were going to their max. I didn't even want to deal with the parks at all that day, but Rich was I think we should go out to the parks, dude, just go out. That's my Richard voice. Everyone knows that voice that I make for Rich. It's my little Rich voice. And I was you know what, I really don't want to, because it's really, and he goes, let's just go. And I was okay, we're gonna go at night. So we went to California Adventure because Disneyland was closed, but we were let's go hang out in California, have some dinner. We went to the Mexican place to have dinner. I think we did that before or after, I don't remember, but I think it was before we went on the ride. And he kept asking me when the Haunted Mansion was gonna be when we were going to be able to ride that, and I was all dude, it's a 75-minute wait, 85-minute wait, and we're really we're really not used to waiting that long in line, because we're always fast pass people. But that night we didn't really have fast passes. There were no more fast passes really left for anything, so we were just kind of let's just hang out in the park. And then so we were passing by Little Mermaid, and Rich was well, let's go on Little Mermaid. And I was all okay, cool. Since I'm not vlogging anything, well, I wasn't gonna vlog that night because it was only a half day, and I thought it would be really kind of weird to just, I don't know, for me, because I don't vlog a lot, that would only be a 3-minute vlog, and I knew in my head that wouldn't fly for me. So I was just Instagramming a bunch of stuff. So I Instagrammed waiting in line. It was a 30-minute wait for Ariel, which we've never waited for Ariel that long, but Rich was let's just do it, let's just get on one ride, and I was okay, fine. So I was kind of Instagramming. It was while World of Color was going on, well, before World of Color started, and when I was just Instagramming or whatever, and then we finally get on the ride, and then I'm sweet, we're gonna get on our first ride after an hour waiting. And so then we're just going, and then the ride gets stuck, and then you would think he planned that out, but he didn't plan that out. It just ended up happening. And then we were kind of waiting there. I was videotaping. I was I don't even know what's going on, because I had no idea anything was gonna happen. I was just kind of not videotaping, Instagram storying or whatever. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the Little Mermaid ride just cut off, because I'm gonna tell you why. So later on, we're going through like everything, and he's like smiling at me, hella weird. Now that I think about it, he was all doing his little smile, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna keep on filming because I'm oblivious when it comes to filming. So, like to what's around me. So I'm filming or whatever, and we get to the Ursula scene, and you guys know Ursula, my fave. So I'm filming Ursula, and I never got to finish the film because he put my hand down, like, well, this hand down like this, and I'll tell you like later why. And so he like, oh my god, I like die every time I think about this. He like leaned in to whisper something in my ear, and he goes, "Will you marry me?" on the freaking ride during Ursula's scene. Like, it is perfect. It was like, I didn't even think about it until I got off the ride, because like I blacked out at that point. I was like, well, I didn't faint or anything, but like I was like, what? And he was like, "Will you marry me?" And I'm like, stop lying right now, like just stop lying. And then he has my hand, and I look down, I like look like this, I squeeze my eyes closed and I look away because I get so nervous. Like okay, you guys don't know, I have been planning an engagement announcement, like not engagement announcement, but like someone asked me to marry me since I was like 4, okay? So like, I've always had the mindset of wanting to get married. So when it finally comes down to it, you know how like girls, like at least for me, like I prepared a speech. Like I prepared how it was gonna happen in my head for years and years and years, because I was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna answer him, blah, 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 for years. Because just, I have a wild imagination. But when it comes down to it, you are in the freaking shock. Unless you talk about it all the time and you know what's gonna happen. But like, I was in such shock, you guys, like in so much shock that I thought he was lying to me. I felt him, so when I had my eyes closed, I felt him put the ring on my finger, and I literally almost, excuse my language, I almost shat myself. I was like, oh my god, this is literally happening right now. Now I turned him like, this is not happening right now. This is not happening right now. And he was all, I was like, OMG. And I looked down at my ring, and I was all, poof. The spotlight of this diamond like hit me right in the freaking cornea, and I was like, no way. I was like, you're not doing this to me right now. And he was like, you never answered my question. And I was all, I felt so awkward. I was all, yeah, sure. I mean, obviously I wanted to, but I was all, yes, like of course, or whatever. And he was all like, okay. And I was all like, this really just happened? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, you're not punking me, like Leslie, like, and you didn't like conspire against me to do this. And he was all like, no, like this is for real. And I was all like, okay. Like I didn't, like, I don't think he liked my reaction, honestly, because I think I was in so much shock because he was like never into that kind of thing. And I was just in so much shock that this happened that I was like freaking out the entire time. Like my hands were like shaking. Like I felt like I was shaking, and I wish someone filmed it, because like I feel like this story isn't believable, but like that's literally what happened. And like we got off the ride, and I was like, I have to call Leslie. I was like, he's like, actually you should probably call her because she's been waiting on this forever. And I was like, oh my god. So I call her, and then she goes, hello, and I'm like, oh my god. And she's like, oh my god. And I'm all, oh my god. And then we're just oh my goding together because I was shocked, and she knew for months. Apparently they were talking about it back in March, and I was all, no one told me. And I love surprise, but I hate surprise at the same time, because a couple weeks before that I was literally crying because I was so sad that we were never gonna get married. And like that was like my thing. And then little did I know, he already picked out the ring and everything. And like I was just like, oh my, I was so excited. So I called her, and because obviously she's my maid of honor, and I had to tell her. Plus I know she conspired with Richard on this, so I had to call her and let her know. I sent a picture to everybody. It took me a long time to call everybody though, because like I was just in such shock, and the next day I was just like still in like Gaga land over this whole thing, and I still am in Gaga land. Like I'll look down at the ring and I'm like, holy crap, this is literally going to happen. So we've already planned like the season and the year. We're getting married in fall of 2019. I know like where we're gonna get married and stuff like that. I don't want to talk about it on social media yet, because like it's not set in stone. I don't know like how many people I can invite, things like that. So I'm trying to just keep it low key as of right now, because I just know that it's going to be an interesting ride. But yeah, so that's basically our engagement story. Like we took some pictures at Disney, you guys saw on Instagram. We took some cutesy little engagement pictures. All right, so some of the goals that I have, I feel like as every like bride's goal, is lose a bunch of weight, save up a bunch of money, and just get it together and have some stuff planned out. So I already have my bridesmaids picked out like their things. No, I have bridesmaids that I am going to be asking to be my bridesmaid. I'm having a Phantom of the Opera-esque wedding, so my colors are actually going to be Phantom of the Opera themed. And I'm hoping that works out. We went to David's bridal yesterday, Leslie and I, just to look at some colors, and I think I picked out a color that I want all my bridesmaids to wear. They don't have to wear the same dress. I was never the type of person to make people wear the same dress. I just feel like, for me personally, as long as they're wearing all the same color, I really don't care at that point. It could be short, long, whatever. But I do want them all to get from one store, which this store is like everywhere. So as long as they can pick out something that they like, it's the same color palette or the same color, I'm a happy camper. My goal for this whole wedding situation is just to be really chill about it. Like, everyone, like, you can tell people get really stressed out, and I get really stressed out personally over weddings. Like, I mean, I haven't been to too many weddings to really see people getting stressed out, honestly, but like, I've seen Bridezilla, okay? I don't want to be Bridezilla in my life. So I'm just taking it, honestly, just like one step at a time, just to make sure that everything is like going smoothly, stuff like that. But other than that, like, I just want to lose weight, I want to save some money. I just want to have a really awesome party too. Like, my party needs to be like legit. This is the biggest party of my year, of my life, It's the biggest party of my life, so I want it to be legit. I do want a Russian Jewish wedding. That's always been part of my plan. I've always wanted a Russian Jewish wedding. That means getting married with a rabbi and having a chuppah, and if I don't have a chuppah, I have something over my head to get married. I'm still not sure if I want to use my Jewish name or my English name for the wedding. Not sure about all of that yet. But when it comes to YouTube and weddings, don't know if I'm going to do too much on this channel about my wedding. Maybe closer to it, I'll do a few videos here and there, but honestly, right now I'm just doing shredding for the wedding and selling for the wedding. If you guys don't know shredding for the wedding, it's just like, you know, you shred inches or pounds for the wedding. I'm currently 180, would like to be 140, but I'll go by sizes instead of weight. And then selling for the wedding, if you guys don't know, I have a Poshmark, and everything that I make profit-wise on my Poshmark will be going towards my savings account to go towards the wedding, and that's basically everything, honestly. I know how I just got super casual. I actually had like a dilemma in my head, like while my camera was internally, like it was needed to shut off for a few seconds, and I have like a few dilemmas in my head that I was thinking about. So if I'm more chill in this part than I was in the beginning part, that's why. It's because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that won't work. Kind of a thing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a huge thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, and join the Briar Patch Fam Bam. We have fun here all the time. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Yo, what's up? I'm the Mad Hatter. I'll pour you tea, please don't let it splatter. Doesn't really matter, 'cause I'm the Mad Hatter.